Everybody, welcome back. Today's featured guitar tone patch we're going to play with is a Steve Vai. And what makes this tone so special is we're going to dial in a Steve Vai delay, and then we're going to give you several amps to choose from, where basically all these parameters we're going to give you now work with a majority of amps, and each amp is going to make the tone sound totally different. We're going to go with some very nice clear cleans, just some very dirty distortions, and you'll see that this Steve Vai tone patch can work with basically any type of amp model you would have. So stay tuned. I'm going to now shift the camera onto the Boss eBand, so you won't be seeing this beautiful face, but check out this Steve Vai tone, as you've already heard, and you're going to see me dial it in with my hands. When we're done dialing it in, because of the delay and the reverb, that's total Steve Vai, we're going to be playing with all the amps in my Boss eBand, and you're going to see just how different these tones sound by having the same settings, and all we're going to tweak is with the amp. So the amp is going to change the tone, but it's still Steve Vai. And then you can just get more creative by adding more ambiance, such as more reverb, more delay, and whatnot. And it's great for rhythm, light noodling, heavy leads, long sustained bends, and so forth. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I'll be using this guitar. And alright, so that's it. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Welcome all new subscribers. I'm Tony Fuentes, and I'm going to show you basically how I would customize an awesome Steve Vai tone, where you can say, oh, I don't have this amp. It doesn't matter. We're going to play with a bunch of amps. You're going to see me do it on the eBand, which incidentally has the Boss GT100 effects processor built into it. And real fast, I've gotten a lot of questions about the Boss eBand. I am not an expert on the Boss eBand, even though I have 3 of them. I just love the Boss eBand, and I know a lot about it, but I'm not an expert. I just love and know how to dial in tones better than most, because I tweak with it. So I make the Boss eBand sound really good. The presets that come with the eBand are good. They're not great, but they're good, and you can use them and work with them and jam with them. But because I've had this eBand now for already over 10 years, I've been able to make the eBand sound incredibly wonderful. More than the custom tones that come with it. My tones, I've been able to make the eBand just that much better, in my opinion. Again, I'm going to share with you a Steve Vai tone, and what we're going to be looking for here is the delay and the reverb, and you can play with the bass and the compressor and all that stuff on your own. I'm going to show you my tone settings. When we're all done, go ahead and lock it in. Call it Steve Vai, call it whatever you like to, but you're going to see that as we change the amps or the amp modelings, it's a different tone. It's a different tone. It's a different tone, but it's a Steve Vai tone. But it just sounds totally different. So if you don't have my amp, it's okay. We're going to find you an amp or several amps that's going to make this tone sound really good. Alright, no more talking. I'm Tony, and thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. Hit that like button, and I'll see you folks real soon. You're going to hear me noodling around. Nothing's fancy. You know, I'm not playing Steve Vai. I don't know any Steve Vai. I don't do Steve Vai here. I do George Lynch. But I don't do Steve. But I love Steve Vai's tone, and what strikes me, and his tone changes a lot. All right, in the last 30, 40 years, his tone changes. This is just one tone that I caught based on the reverb and the delay. I captured his reverb and delay for this particular setting. But we're gonna have a lot of fun with the different amps. All right, so stick around, and again, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. And thanks everybody for watching and for tuning into my channel. And I'll see you folks real soon with some pizza, some cheesecake, and all the tones are coming. But I just have a lot going on with the Boss eBand. All right, I'll see you folks real soon. All right, bye. something a little bit different. We already have the patch. I'm going to walk you through the patch. You're going to see all the settings as I have them, and then we're going to start having fun with this Steve Vai tone patch. Alright, let's go ahead and begin. I'm using the Boss eBand JS-10, which has the Boss GT100 FX processor already built into it. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm just going to noodle around as I go through the settings. So I'm not playing any Steve Vai. I don't know any Steve Vai, but I know the tones of Steve Vai. And he has a gazillion tones. This is just one of them that I picked because of the reverb and the delay. It's very ambient, and we're going to have fun with this tone, alright? So the purpose of this video is to share with you, once we lock in the tone as is, you may have a bunch of amp modelings. This tone or these settings will lend itself to virtually any amp, and it will completely change the tone of this patch. We're going to be going from natural cleans to combo crunches to JC-120s to vintage Mason Boogies to Marshalls, Plexis, Hughes and Kettners. Oh, we're going to go through a whole bunch of amps to show you what this tone will be like, alright? I'm just going to noodle around, and you're going to see the screen already with the settings intact. Just follow the screen, follow the settings, and I'll get you there, alright? If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. So I'm just going to noodle around as I turn the knob, alright? Here we go. You hear that reverb and delay? What do I have right now? I'm using a combo crunch, which is an original amp with enhanced picking nuance. That's what this amp modeling is for my Boss. So this tone as is, I'm going to show you all the settings, and then we're going to play with the amps. So if you don't have this amp, don't worry about it. We're going to have fun with different amps. But for now, I'm using a combo crunch. So whatever amp modeling you have for a combo crunch, for me, it would be an original amp with enhanced picking nuances. Hear that beautiful delay and reverb? That is the typical Steve Vai reverb and delay. So let's go ahead. So my gain, I have it at 30, and my effect level I have at 84, right? So that's what you want for your amps. We're going to tweak these as they get more crunchier on the amps. We're going to drop the level and turn up the gain, keeping the reverb and the delays intact. We're going to be playing with the amps, the gain, and the levels throughout this video. But this main tone patch, I'm just using a combo crunch. Alright, so here we go. Next I have my bass at 40, my middle at 80, my treble at 80, and my presence at 60. Now if you don't have these numbers or parameters, look at the knob positioning as you would a clock. For the bass, that would be what, 11? The middle will be 3, treble 3, and presence will be at what, 1 o'clock? So do it that way, okay? Next in this tone patch, bright I have off, and my T-comp I have it at 0, but it's on. If you do not have this in your menu, don't worry about it. It's just what I have, And those are my settings. But don't worry about it if you don't have it. It won't affect your tone. What do I have next? I do have a compressor on this tone. Those are my settings for my compressor. My sustain is at 50, attack is at 50, my tone is at 0, my effect level is at 50. Now, I'm going to do something really fast before we continue. See my effect level? See my bars? That's pretty good because I'm right below the very last one. See how the bars go to your far right? I never want to get to that very last section. I can either turn up the level, the 84, bring it up to like 90, 92, or in this case I can go to my effect level on my compressor. Let's go to 72. Look at my bars. That was at 50, correct? And we'll do it vice versa. And try this, like I said I would. Remember, my gain is real low, so I can turn up my effect level and not have it, you know, maxed out or clipped. For this video, we'll put it at 88. Well, Tony, continue, please, please. All right. So there was my compressor, right? Next, in my tone, I'm using a, actually, we'll get to this later. This tone is going to use an MXR Distortion Plus. In my menu, that's what DST Plus means. DST Plus for me is a MXR Distortion Plus, what Randy Rhoads used. So that's what that is. And real fast, when I put it on, before, right now. So, what's next? My noise gate for this tone I have it at 52. itself to the bridge, rhythm, or neck position pickup very beautifully. I do not have any EQ, so we're not going to use any EQ, so ignore the EQ. Modulations, we may get into modulation, but for now this tone does not require any modulations. Now he does use some chorus, and he does use obviously delay and reverb, but this tone we're not going to use any chorus. Here is the reverb that I have, I'm sorry, the delay that I have. Now I believe Steve Vai uses 2 delays, and he has them obviously in different settings, but he does use 2 delay pedals, boss pedals, and these are as close as I can get using 1 boss delay pedal. So those are my settings: 460 milliseconds, 45 feedback. Hear that? And my high cut's at 250. Look at my knob positionings again if you don't have it, and there's my effect level. He has a lot of beautiful sustain on all of his lead playing, soloing. So that's what I came up with. That's my delay for the Steve Vai. And my reverb, I have this. Now you may have a bunch of reverb types. I'm using plate. You want to play with your reverb, by all means go for it. And this tone is for you to have fun with and basically make it your own or make a better Steve Vai tone. This will be a template to get you where you want to be. Now again, there's so many videos out there for Steve Vai tones, but his catalog is huge. His live performance tones are different than the studio tones. So this is just one of the tones, but he has a gazillion tones. This is the tone that I chose for me as a definitive Steve Vai based on the reverb and the delay. And that's why this video is going to concentrate on different amps, because you can create a lot of different tones by keeping the reverb and the delay. Alright, so there is my reverb. Pretty much my Steve Vai general settings. So now to have fun with it, we're going to play with different amps. So let me get into my screen here. So keeping everything as is, we're going to have fun with this. And you're going to see how different these tones sound. Now using a natural clean amp, which is a modified Roland JC-120. Look for one of those in your amp modeling. You're going to have some fun. Look. To. It's okay because your gain is low. Alrighty, this tone is different than the combo crunch tone. See, all I did was tweak the amp. See, remember, there's the amp. To that, flange to that, that's up to you. I'm just showing you these tones without any chorus, because we're going to play with the amps. But already, if you wanted to save this as a different amp, or I'm sorry, as a different Steve Vai patch, call it Steve Vai 1, Steve Vai 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever it reminds you of, call it and save it. But keeping everything intact, all I did though was tweak the effect level, because remember I'm on a cleaner tone when it was weak at 72 or 82 my level, so I bumped it up to 98. See that effect level at 98? If I go to my combo crunch, that's gonna be too loud. Watch. See, it's got a little bit of a gain there compared to, look. Back to combo crunch. Alright, what's next? I can go with a stack crunch amp. See how that sounds? Crunch for me, that amp is an original 4x12 stack similar to a combo crunch. See, look. But now we're using the 4x12. Use these tones for rhythm or lead. That's another tone right there. Let's see. High gain stack. For me, that would be a modified vintage Marshall. Already this tone is changing. With the natural clean look. See, we're not touching anything else but the gain and the levels for these amps, because some are going to be very powerful and some are going to be a little bit weaker. But see, we left off on the high gain stack, which was the modified vintage Marshall. Now I've already heard some of these before and it sounded like crap. This is an extreme lead. That's loud, right? So we're going to drop this to here. Total Steve Vai reverb and delay. Now this amp that I just chose is an extreme lead. That would be an original stack amp with even frequency response. So look for that type of amp. You may have that in your model. And what did I do? I dropped the effect level. That's all you gotta do. These tones sound different, Now look at my gain. My gain's staying at 30. I haven't even played with the gain yet. I'm just changing pretty much the effect level. Alright, let's go to another amp. JC-120. That's a Roland JC-120 amp, right? Now look at my effect level. See? Now look. Nothing else changing, but pretty much that's it. Let's try another amp. Clean Twin. Clean Twin will be a Fender Twin Reverb. Look at my effect levels. All I did was play with the effect level. These are totally different tones, but it's all the Steve Vai settings intact. I'm not playing with the bass or anything else, keeping the delay and the reverb the same. It's his ambiance that makes it really good. Now just imagine if you had a chorus and so forth. Let's try another amp here. We're going to choose here a Pro Crunch. Pro Crunch is a Fender Pro Reverb. We got a Tweed. This sounds awesome. This is a Tweed. This emulates a Fender Bassman 410. Let's look at my levels. Sound good? We're keeping Steve Vai alive. A Deluxe Crunch will be a Fender Deluxe Reverb. drive would be Vox AC 30 TV drive. That's low, right? You have to go like this and bump it up. There's that one. Mio lead. What we got here? Another Vox AC 30 TB lead setting. Right. This is a BG lead. This is a vintage Mesa Boogie combo. Again, all we're doing is playing with the effect level, but these are making different tones. Awesome tones. But you get the feel of a Steve Vai right there. That is a BG lead. How about the BG drive? Is a boogie combo with treble shift switch on. A boogie combo with a treble shift switch on. This video, because every time I change a amp, you should be saving these if you like these tones. Oh, look, I'm creating all these tones for you right now, free, by just playing with the level. I haven't even touched the gain. That's what I'm saying. Have fun with these. Have fun with your Telecaster like I am. Have fun with your Stratocaster, your double humbucker. Have fun with your Les Pauls. Play with your rhythm. pickup, play with your neck pickup. These tones are awesome with it. What's next? This is a MS 1959 1, which would be a Marshall Plexi Input 1. Now obviously this is a very clean gain. And lower the effect level. Alright, you can always do that like this. Watch. I'm telling you, where's the Steve Vai? And then we're almost done. We're still at the amps. So let's try the Boogie Dual Rectifier. And that will be right here. I chose right now is a R-Fire Vintage. In this case, it'll be a Boogie Dual Rectifier Channel 2 Vintage mode. Again, just tweaking with the effect level. Everything stays the same reverb, same delay. R-Fire Modern will be a Dual Rectifier Channel 2 Modern mode. A Dual Rectifier Channel 2 Modern mode for the Boogie. Look at my gain. My gain is at 30. I haven't even touched the gain. This is already a lot of gain. A T amp lead would be a Hughes and Kettner. Of this video is to share with you that Steve Vai's reverb and delay can give you an awesome lead tone by playing with your amps, and amazing crunch tones, chord progression tones, just basic chord progressions. It works either way. It cleans up really nice with your volume knob. There's some clean tones with different amps, but as long as the reverb and the delay and your bass, treble, and all that stuff stays the same, play with your amps. Again, I have not really tweaked any of the gain. So as a rule of thumb, you want to add lots of gain, go for it. But when you boost up the gain, lower the amp level to balance it out. So, alright. One more amp and we're done. I'm just giving you all these freebies. Now you can lock all these amps in if you wanted to as different tones. Call them what you want to. Now you obviously don't want to say Steve Vai 1, Steve Vai 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you want to call them different amps, or different names, by all means go for it. Here's a Soldano SLO 100. Again, look at my amps. Nothing's changed, right? My gain's at 30, my effect level is 84, but the amp, the Soldano, sounds good. Look. Neck pickup, your rhythm pickup, play with single coil, play with humbuckers. These tones work beautifully, or this patch will work beautifully with all your guitars. Again, you don't have this amp, try a different amp, try another amp, but keep everything the same and you're going to have a lot of fun. Out everything else, we're going to come back to the combo crunch. This is where we started. Play some drum track. I have a Led Zeppelin track. This is called Carousel. I have the drum track from John Bonham. I'm just going to noodle around with some chord progressions and play with some John Bonham. I'm going to sign off. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you had a lot of fun. Again, this is my Steve Vai tone patch. by dialing in the settings. Play with all your amps. You're going to create a bunch of different sounding amazing tones. If you keep the reverb the same and the delay the same, have fun. Let me know what you think about these tones or these settings. And again, once you lock them in, go ahead. Want to add some chorus? Add some chorus. They may sound beautiful with chorus. Or some phaser or flanger. So try those out too, alright? So I'm going to sign off. I'm just going to hit the play button. And we're going to hear some John Bonham. And I'm just going to go ahead and noodle around. Alright, here we go.